Welcome to another day in the Matrix. This is going to be a quick video for the Patreon Mastermind community. My voice is very sore today, so I wasn't planning on making any content, but I know that the market is acting up, and I just wanted to come out and help you guys out, get a little bit of a clearer understanding of what the market's doing. I have a very busy day today, so I'm going to do my best to wrap this up as fast as possible. In short, we did talk about the day of January 22nd and 23rd and this potential pivot day of the 21st. Again, because the way time works, if it's the 21st in the US, it's pretty much the 22nd over in Australia and New Zealand. So the way that this timing is working is always within a window. I also mentioned how typically we get the lowest prices on the 21st or 22nd of a month. And I don't remember when I brought that up. It might have been my last YouTube video. It might have been the Red Pill episode. You guys know I make long videos, so it's hard for me to keep track of stuff like that. But essentially, we do see that we do get very exaggerated wicks to the bottom on days such as the 21st or 22nd. We had that happen back in June and July pretty perfectly, and we had that happen in September. And pretty much it's just kind of like one of those things where you start to see it happen enough around that time frame, you start to take note of it. So when we get towards the end of the month, typically we do see these lows, and I did warn about it, but predominantly, with focus on this particular month having that make or break, with the support for Bitcoin being around 40,000 and not being able to hold that, you're going to swipe down to some lower levels, and the lower levels that you could anticipate to swipe down to would be this blue line that I showed you many times in several videos, which is the last daily closure lows when the hash ribbon's buy indicator flashed. So we did actually pierce that level, bounced up above it, and here we are. We're about 39,000 right now. I'm not going to be trying to get so into the specifics of this because a lot can change in a very short amount of time, as we know. I just watched the Dow Jones go from, red to like 200 points green within a 5 minute, this day particularly is extremely volatile. Right. And that's why we've been using Gematria and the code to be able to expose how these dates, can be perceived. This is kind of just what we expect. And there might be some other mechanisms going on behind the scenes, options expiry, etc. But more importantly, we're seeing the technicals play themselves out. For instance, the first technical that I was sharing with you guys for weeks now, probably going on over a month, would be this level of 38,180 to anticipate a back test of that if the 40K support doesn't hold. Another thing that I told you is this red line, this red dev line. If we start to close below it, which we did on a daily, we can anticipate a swipe down. But my big, indicator was swiping below it and staying below it on a weekly close. Okay, so it's Friday. And so far we popped back up really quickly, but it's the Sunday close that we have to pay attention to. That's 2.5 trading days away, so we still have some time. We got to be patient, and you guys know I'll be making my Red Pill episode before the weekly close. Hopefully my throat is much better, repairs itself a little more over the next couple days. I'll be trying to talk a little less so that I can make sure to give you guys a great podcast this weekend. But one of the other technicals that I shared with you guys was Ethereum. How if Ethereum or if Bitcoin sees this swipe to the downside, we're going to see Ethereum backtest this 382 fib around 2,700. That actually hit perfectly. We came down and tested 2,730. Look at where the 382 fib is. 2,730. It was within $1 of accuracy. So that Ethereum actually came perfectly to fruition, back tested, a little bit of a bounce. Maintaining above that level will still keep us in a higher low structure. The other was XRP. XRP, 888 fib. That's another thing that we saw hit. So that's very nice as well, which is essentially within the wick that we got on December 4th. So all in all, these are still holding technical levels on a lot of coins. And there's even some, other things that I wanted to get into that I think might help us navigate exactly what's happening here. Okay. So for one, the DXY is down today. So we've been seeing this happen quite often where the DXY is down on a day where also the stock market is down, where also precious metals are down, where also crypto is down. This is getting weird, okay? This is very, very like what happens during Shemitah, excuse me. During Shemitah, we have these moments where things that are typically indicators are just starting to get all out of whack. And it's like, where is this money going? Okay, where is this money going? If it's not going into the dollar, if it's not going into the bond, where is it going? Right? This is what's making things problematic right now, and this is what Shemitah is. And it seems as if this is the type of, and I'm not using this word lightly, so just bear with me here, but this is the type of manipulation that's purely sentiment driven. It's to make sentiment get to a place where it's in complete misery. This is how it's done. And they want to get market participants out, right? So they can buy these extreme dips. Who is they? It is composite man. So let's just quickly run through three things. Three indices, but it's all kind of the same. For one, we have our Dow Jones. So all I want you to look at is the RSI. And you see on the RSI, Dow Jones, whenever it gets to this dotted line, which at the bottom is the oversold level on the RSI, we typically bounce from there. We have seen iterations where it goes slightly below. And then, of course, we have the C word crash where it got pretty dramatic, but let's keep going. So we have the S&P 500. Now with the S&P, you actually see we usually hold this 34 level in the RSI, but today we're actually approaching near oversold and within pretty much these levels that we were getting back during that time of the C word. Now, one other thing is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, we can see again, look at these pretty much into oversold at this time, right? The C word we got within 26. Right now we're around probably 31. Let me just double check that. So we're at 30.6, okay? Now, this is something to consider. Where we're seeing a very exaggerated sell-off here in the overall market. This isn't just crypto. Of course, crypto is a lot more volatile. There's a lot more gains, so that means there's a lot more losses. In regards to ROI, when you experience, a 5 or 6% loss in the S&P 500, you might see a 20% loss in a cryptocurrency because of that. That's just sort of the way it's all correlated. So the long and short of it is we are just experiencing one of those down days. And I've tried to warn everyone about this particular day pretty far in advance, just because of that 22. It will be the 22nd day of the year in the 222 year, in the Hebrew year reduced down to 22. Again, right now, it is pretty much that day. In Australia, it's the 21 day today. The number 21 comes back to Bitcoin. One other thing that I noticed that I was going to save for my next YouTube video, but it doesn't really matter. So off the all-time high on the 10th of November, we are sitting at 72 days out, okay? 72 is Bitcoin in English ordinal in Gematria, okay? Another thing is I'll pull from around 69,000 down to the wick low that we just got, and we're at 45% down. So I'll just show you this really quickly. So we're 72 days out, 45% down. And Bitcoin, you have 72 right there, and you have 45. So I'm just... I need to end this video soon because my voice is literally thrashed, but I just wanted to come out and make this for you guys to let you know, like, this is manipulation, but I don't use the word manipulation for clickbait and nonsense. Like, it's just part of the code, right? This is just how it works. So I'm not saying that we can't go down lower, but so far we've pretty much technically backtested our levels on the exact dates that we were anticipating to backtest those levels, right? So this is just all part of it. And we still have about, maybe 9-10 days or so till the monthly close. So that's another thing to consider. A lot could happen between now and the next 9 to 10 days. So let the market do what it does today. I would not be surprised if this gets rebounded. The stock market just opened about 2 hours ago, and the crypto market has to be like, the stock market is the bane of the crypto market's existence sometimes, and that's just something we also have to deal with as part of the journey of bull and bear markets and the amount of players in this game and the sentiment and all this technology and FUD and FOMO coming from social media. It's a big tsunami storm, and that's why I try to not get caught up in it. I honestly wasn't even going to look at any technical analysis today because I had so many other things that I needed needed to work on. But I wanted to make this video for you guys just to be able to clear up some of the confusion, maybe help some people out, calm some people down. Please stay calm. One other thing, I was listening to this thing. It says removes all negative energy, Tibetan healing sounds. I've been listening to this a lot lately, just playing this in the background whenever I'm working, journaling, exercising. Been working a lot lately, guys, a lot. I've been doing a lot of decoding. I've been working on exit strategy stuff for you guys, doing a ton in the background. And I gotta say, having this in the background playing, it's super relaxing. Another thing I've been doing is whenever I'm working, I keep all my crypto charts on a separate window so I can never see them unless I need to intentionally check them. That's another really good thing for people's mental health. When we're having negative price action in the market, people get very emotional. Okay. And if you're one of those people, I completely understand. I've been there too, but you need to graduate through that. And I'm just doing this as a leader. I'm telling you, maybe something you don't want to hear, but you really need to take some time away from the charts. Investing is a long-term journey. It is not a sprint. Okay. So use days like this to learn, use days like this to check into what's going on. When you see Bitcoin's RSI approaching oversold, this is not really the best time to start getting overly bearish, especially when we have extreme fear, right? And then you're seeing all these patterns happening in the indices. Whilst the DXY is red, it's typically bullish when the market's bullish when it's red. This is all stuff you need to take into account. It's stuff that I teach you guys every single week. I go over it. So stay calm, be grateful. I love all of you. Have a great rest of your day. I might do a lot. I really don't think I'm going to be able to do a live stream later just because of my voice, but I will be doing my best to get healthy and to be able to do the Red Pill podcast for everyone this weekend. So sending you all love.